Welcome to a 60-minute melt flow, restorative flow, focusing on shoulders and hips. You're going to need a strap. If you don't have a strap, you can use a towel, a belt, or a scarf, any long piece of fabric. Some blocks. If you don't have blocks, you can stack books on top of one another, or you can flip pots upside down, anything that has height or structural integrity to it. You can bring a bolster or a pillow. You will be using it, so have something like that handy, and a blanket for extra cozies if you feel called. And finally, we're ready to come down to our mats in a restful place. Whatever that looks like and feels like for you. Closing your eyes if that feels comfortable. Your hands are down to your side. Your palms can be facing up to the ceiling in an act of surrender and receiving energy today. Maybe you'd like to feel a bit more grounded and rooted today. You can bring your palms down in an act of grounding yourself. Maybe there's a place on your body that you feel needs some love and attention today. You can place your hands there if you feel called. Just let your body guide you. Just allowing yourself to arrive in your space, in your body, with your breath. And starting to draw awareness to your thoughts, not judging them, not attaching meaning to them, not wishing them away, simply just allowing them to flow through like a leaf in a moving river, with ease and surrender. And starting to draw your awareness to your heart space. Noticing the rhythm of your heartbeat up against your chest. And starting to notice the quality of your breath. And starting to deepen it. Inhaling from the depths of your belly. Moving up and through your rib cage. Up and through your chest. Up and through your throat, and exhaling when you've hit your maximum inhale. Continuing to breathe, watching the air rise and fall. With every inhale, visualizing expansion. With every exhale, release. Relaxing every muscle and every fiber just a little bit more. Keep sinking down. I'm going to take you through a guided body scan. As I cue the different places on your body, noticing where and how you're holding tension and stress. Where and how you're experiencing sensation or discomfort. And overall acknowledging how it feels to be in your body today, without judgment and without expectation. Starting to draw your awareness to your toes. Moving up your ankles, your shins, your knees, your thighs, your pelvis, your hips, your lower back, your fingertips, your wrists, your forearms, your elbows, your belly, your rib cage, your chest, your shoulders, and your collarbones. Starting to soften through your throat, gently swallowing there. Softening through your jaw, letting your tongue float in the middle of your mouth as you release your upper and lower jaw. And beginning to feel and visualize an overall lightness in your faceplates, in your eyelids, and in the space between your two eyebrows, your third eye, and visualizing a bright white light shooting out of the crown of your head, washing over your body and illuminating your form as you melt away into stillness, spaciousness, and awareness. Keep sinking down. And on your next few sets of breath, I invite you to set an intention for your practice today. Making an I am statement. A state of being that you wish to cultivate within yourself, a state of being that you wish to embody. I am healing. I am trust. I am surrender. I am forgiveness. I am bliss. I am love. I am expanding. I am becoming. Whatever it is that resonates with you, using this mantra, this I am statement as an anchor in this practice, if any distractions arise throughout your time here. Giving yourself the gift of presence and of medicine, knowing that you are deserving of this time and this space. Final breath here. You can sigh it out on your exhale if that feels good. Once you've exhaled, gently rolling over to your right side, taking fetal position for one breath. And from there, with kind and gentle, loving hands, bringing yourself up to a seated position with with your legs crossed at the top of your mat. Bringing your hands to your knees here. On your next inhale, bringing your left ear down to your left shoulder, drawing your chin into your chest to roll over to the right side, and taking your natural pace of movement here, your half neck roll. Nice and slow, massaging your neck out, taking your time like you're moving through honey. Final breath. Once you've exhaled, coming back to a neutral spine and neck with your chin parallel to the floor. On your next inhale, open up through heart center, shining your heart forward and up, gaze to the ceiling. As you exhale, rolling down the length of your spine, rounding it, draw your tailbone to your mat, tuck your chin into your chest. Seated cat-cow. Inhaling, open up. Exhale, curl down, decompress. Final breath. Once you've exhaled, we'll meet back with a neutral spine and center. On your next inhale, hands above your head. Hands are shoulder distance apart, palms facing one another. As you exhale, bend your elbows, squeeze your shoulders together, draw your elbows into your rib cage. Inhale up. Exhale, squeeze down. Inhale, visualizing yourself moving through water here, so creating some natural resistance for yourself. Inhale. 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 After this inhale here, exhale to interlace your hands, bringing them to the back of your head, elbows are wide. Inhaling, lean back from there, open up through heart center, gaze to the ceiling. As you exhale, squeeze your elbows together, chin to your chest, nose to your belly button, gaze to your belly button as well. Inhale, come tall and wide. Exhale, squeeze, decompress down. Inhale. Inhale. After your next inhale, tall and wide. Exhale, dip your right elbow down, opening up through left side body. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, dip your left elbow down, opening up through your right side body. Inhale, back. Exhale, dip your right elbow down. Inhale. With every exhale, dip your elbow down a little bit more, connecting your rib cage to your hip bone, elongating through the opposing side body. Inhale. Final breath. Inhale. Once you've exhaled, inhale back to center gently. Exhale your hands down to your knees. Give your shoulders a little roll out. Starting to occupy the space that you've created there. Noticing the heat you may have cultivated there as well. Final breath to relax your shoulders down. On your next inhale, bringing your left shoulder down to your left knee. Driving all the way through to the right side. Exhaling to roll down the length of your spine, rounding it for a seated body roll. Inhale. Exhale. Massaging your solar plexus out here. The energy system and channel that is responsible for your digestive organs, for cultivating personal power and self-knowing, for tapping into our purpose and direction in life. Final breath to the left. So you've come back to center, reverse your roll. Inhale to the right side. Exhale to curl down your spine. Take your time milking the movement, noticing any sensations that arise, any grumbling in your stomach, just noticing any physical responses in your solar plexus as you start to shift the energy around. Final breath. Coming back to a neutral spine and center. On your next inhale, hands above your head and together. As you exhale, plant your right hand down to your side, bend into your elbow, left side body stretch. Inhaling back. Exhale, plant your left hand down, bend into your elbow, right side body stretch. Inhale back. Exhale. Inhale. Final breath on each side. Inhale. Final breath. Once you've exhaled, inhale back up to center. Exhale down to heart center. Inhale, hands up again. Exhale down to heart center. From there, grabbing a hold of your strap. Again, if you don't have a strap, you can use a belt, a scarf, a towel, any long piece of fabric. I'm going to go in for a shoulder floss. So grabbing your strap a little wider than shoulder distance apart to start. Inhaling your hands up from there. As you exhale, coming back and down, elbows are always straight, so create whatever space between your hands that you need to. Tuck your rib cage in, draw your tailbone down. Your first rib is going to want to pop out here a bit. Just be mindful of drawing your tailbone down, neutral curvature of the spine. It's a beautiful way to strengthen your shoulders, to increase their mobility. Most importantly, on an energetic level, to open you up through your heart chakra, your heart center, your guiding compass, that pure innocence that lies within despite any pain, fear, suffering. Taking your time, really focusing on articulating the movement, feeling every micro sensation that arises. And if you feel called to take any other movements, like swaying side to side in your shoulder floss, making circles, final few breaths wherever you are, let your bodies guide you. Final breath. Gently exhaling down to release. And give yourself a big hug from here. Calibrating through your chest cavity and your shoulders. Just noticing what these spaces feel like. Final breath. And once you've exhaled, gently releasing your hands down to the top of your mat, shifting your weight into your knees to come into a tabletop position. Your hands are shoulder distance apart, your knees are hip distance apart. Firmly planting your fingertips down, tucking your toes under in the back, give your toesies a little stretch. And on your next inhale, belly down, chin parallel to the floor, gaze right in front of you. As you exhale, push away, round your spine, draw your tailbone down to your mat, tuck your chin into your chest. Traditional cat-cow. Inhale, drop your belly. Exhale, push away, round your spine. Inhale. Inhale. On your next inhale, I invite you to get a little more fluid, a little less linear in your body. Starting to sway your hips side to side if that feels good. Making circles with your hips. Making waves with your torso. Just revisualizing the movement for yourself here in a way that feels more intuitive, that feels a bit more flowy. Embracing the element of water here. Final breath in your movement wherever you are. And coming back to a neutral spine and center. Sitting down on your heels from here, we're going to set you up for your next pose. So grabbing your blocks, again, if you don't have blocks, just use books that are stacked on top of one another. You're going to place one block down at its lowest height. Then you're going to place another block right at the top of your mat in the center at its tallest height. So the blocks are in line, you just have one that's at its tallest height and one that's at its lowest height. From there, grabbing your bolster or pillow and placing it on top of your blocks. From there, sitting on your right side body so that your right hip is touching the bottom of your bolster or pillow. Your knees are currently stacked and bent, and you're going to send your left leg back a little bit so that you can hug your left knee with your right foot. So your knees are still bent. From there, placing your right hand to the right side of your bolster, left hand to the left side of your bolster on your mat, turning your heart center towards your bolster so that you can lay your heart down. You have a few options here. You can stay on your chin. You can place your right ear down to look to the left. But if you're looking to deepen your stretch and the expression of the twist, you can come down to your left cheek. Gaze to the right side for a deeper twist. I like to thread my hands and arms through and underneath my bolster, kind of hugging it. Feels a lot more comfortable for me personally. Whatever feels best for you, you can keep your hands to your side. Maybe you start with a more relaxed twist, and maybe then you decide after a few breaths to deepen the twist. Whatever you feel called to, just let your body guide you. This isn't about challenging yourself necessarily, but more allowing yourself to find and take rest. Breathing from your belly in your twist. Pulling the breath all the way up and through, expanding through your lung capacity with every inhale. Feeling any micro sensations that arise. And noticing the mind's inclination to move in stillness. And if at any point you do feel that call to move, I invite you to ask yourself how you can stay still and surrendered for just another breath. Stay with your breath, loves. As we move a bit more into stillness, remembering you have your mantra to stay present on your mat here. breaths, loves. Maybe you feel called to deepen your twist now. If you do, I invite you to move there. Final breath, nice and deep. Wherever you are, planting your hands down if you threaded them through the bolster, lifting your heart space up. Take your time to slowly fan your legs over to the other side so that your left hip is now touching the bottom of your bolster. Knees are stacked on top of one another right now. Sliding your right foot out so that you can hug your right knee with your left foot. Planting your left hand to the left side of your bolster on your mat. Right hand down to the right side of your mat. Turning your heart center to your bolster. Gently laying down on it. Again, you can stay on your chin. You can plant your left ear down for less of a twist. Or you can turn your gaze to the left side with your right ear down on your bolster or pillow for a deeper expression of the twist here. Again, hands can stay down to the side with your fingertips planted. Or you can thread your arms and hands through underneath your bolster or pillow, almost as if you're hugging it. Your expression of the pose may look and feel totally different on this side. Just meeting your body there with love and compassion, non-expectation, non-judgment, just allowing it to express itself in whatever way it needs to today. Using your breath. Stay with your breath, loves. Final few breaths here, deepening the expression of your twist if you feel called at all. Final breath. Once you've exhaled, gently peeling your heart space off of your mat. I meant to say bolster. With your hands planted, coming onto both of your knees. coming into a tabletop. You can place your blocks and bolsters and things to the side. Just let yourself sway it out side to side here. Just taking some movement. Just noticing any shift in your body so far. Final breath and movement. And coming back to stillness in your tabletop. On your next inhale, sliding your right knee to your right wrist, extending your right foot out from your pelvis as far as feels good. Flex your right foot a little bit, extending your left leg long and back, setting yourself up for pigeon on the right side. You have a few options here. You can stay tall through the crown of your head if that feels good for you. You can even place blocks underneath your hands to keep your heart space nice and open. You can bring a block underneath your hip. It's really high off of the mat and it feels uncomfortable for you. You can come down to your forearms. You can bring your third eye down to a block. You can hug your bolster. Whatever feels best, just taking whatever variation of pigeon feels good for you today and on this side of your body. Using your breath here to soften through intensity, to find ease in discomfort, knowing that on the other side of surrender lies transformation. Discomfort and pain are some of our greatest teachers. The more that we resist the pain and extracting the lessons from the pain, the more that it persists and amplifies. Allow yourself to lean in. The only way out is in and through first. Keep using your breath, sighing it out, making O's with your mouth on your exhales. Horse lips, whatever feels good. Just let your body release. Let it create space. Sinking down. Maybe you feel called to deepen the expression of your pose by lowering some blocks or sinking your chest down further, whatever it may be, if at all. Whatever you feel called to do or wherever you feel called to stay or go is perfect. You are exactly where you need to be, my love. Not much longer here. Stay with the sensation. Stay with your breath. Final few breaths. allowing yourself to sigh it out on these exhales if it feels good for you. Final breath. Once you've exhaled, take your time to come tall through your crown if you are on your forearms or laying down at all. And when you are ready, sliding your right knee back into your tabletop, shifting your weight over into your right hip. Notice the sensations there as you start to occupy the space you've created. And let yourself sway it out now, circle it out, whatever feels good. Effectively massaging your hips out. And final breath. Back to a neutral spine in your tabletop. From here, on an inhale, sliding your left knee up towards your left wrist. Extending your foot out from your pelvis, flex your foot ever so slightly, and extending your right leg long and back from there. Your expression of pigeon may look and feel totally different on this side. Meeting your body in that. Honoring your body in that, not expecting anything from your body. Oh, you looked and felt this way on the right side, so that's how you should look and feel on the left side. This is not the case. So be gentle with yourselves. And taking whatever expression of the pose feels good for you on this side. Remembering that you have a lot of variations to work with. And stay tall through your crown with your hands planted into your mat or blocks. You can bring your forearms down to your mat or blocks. You can bring your third eye down to a block. You can lay down on a bolster, whatever feels best for you. And as you start to arrive into your left hip, just noticing the subtle differences in your left and right side body, not to judge, but simply to witness and acknowledge and take note of. Just like how a lot of us are either left side or right side dominated, whether we write with that side or cook with it or lead with it or whatever it may be. We also have a tendency of sending more energy and stress and tension to one side of our body than the other. So the more that we move in these ways and connect with our bodies and learn the rhythms and languages of our bodies, the more that we can intentionally shift the energy so that we can create balance and equilibrium throughout our bodies. It's really using this time to feel and be rather than do. Use your breath, make whatever sounds you need to. This is your practice. Let your body guide you. It is so smart and it is divinely designed just for you. This beautiful vessel of yours chose your soul to inhabit it. It's important to treat your home with love and gratitude. Keep surrendering. Few more breaths. The last few breaths are always the most difficult and trying. Keep softening through on your exhales. Keep finding release and ease in your exhales. Final breath, sighing it out if that feels good. Once you've exhaled, take your time, nice and slow. Coming taller through your crown, if you came down at all. From there, with intention, gently sliding your left knee back for tabletop. Shifting your weight over into your left hip, noticing what this space feels like, recalibrating through that space. And gently from there, you can start to sway it out, circle it out, taking whatever movement feels purposeful and necessary for you here. Final breath. Coming back to a neutral spine in your tabletop. Everyone placing blocks underneath their hands now. At the corners of your mat, at their lowest height. Planting your hands onto your blocks from there. Sliding your knees back just a little bit. You always want to make sure that your hips are stacked on top of your knees from here. Once you've slid your knees back, you're slowly going to start to peel your heart open, reaching towards your blocks. Chin comes down to your mat or your third eye if that's too intense. Setting you up for melting heart pose. Hips stay stacked on top of your knees so you're not sitting back towards your heels here. You will feel quite a bit of intensity in your shoulders here and in your heart space. Keep breathing through. Keep visualizing yourself, drawing your shoulder blades back and down away from your ears as you peel your heart open. Your chin is down on your mat, and your gaze is to the top of your mat. You're working to move energy through your throat chakra, which is beautiful. If you feel any intensity there, just keep breathing through. A few more breaths here, stay with it. Final breath. Once you've exhaled, gently sliding your hands off of your blocks, starting to draw your tailbone back towards your heels. And once you've gotten there, threading both of your arms and hands through your legs, reaching back for your ankles or your feet, and laying down on one of your cheeks. Coming into child's pose, where we'll take our final resting pose after we work with a few breaths here. First and foremost, just noticing how your shoulders feel here, your chest cavity, your spine. Notice your breath After melting heart pose, your heart rate likely increased a bit there. Now we're going to use a breathwork technique called honey bee breath, also known as Brahmari breath. It's a breath used to bring your body into a parasympathetic state, a rest and digest state. Sounds like a hum or an om with your mouth closed. So it starts with a regular inhale. 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 Last breath, inhale. From there, coming into your restful place of stillness and integration. Noticing any tingles or vibrations coursing through your body. Noticing any shifts in your mood or energy through your practice. Noticing your heartbeat up against your chest, the quality of your breath, quality of your thoughts. Any distractions arise here, coming back to your mantra and asking yourself how you can remain still for just another breath. You are seen. I know sometimes it's hard. I know sometimes you struggle. I know sometimes you feel wildly lonely and misunderstood. I know sometimes your heart aches and it feels unbearable. I know sometimes it feels haunted to exist here. I know sometimes you feel that the odds are so against you. I know. But please trust me when I tell you that there are people out there watching you, receiving you, appreciating you, applauding you, celebrating you, and honoring your existence. There are people out there intentionally choosing you every single day and bowing down to the gift that you are. When you answer your soul's call to expand, you will be tested. This is the law of initiation. No matter how defeated you feel sometimes, do not give up. No matter how many people resist you shedding your light on the darkness of their world, do not dim yourself. Don't ever question or stop what you are doing, because your mission here is not complete. You will be rewarded for all of the tests that you have surpassed, for all of the moments you chose grace over malice, for all of the moments you chose love over fear, for all of the moments you chose compassion over judgment, for all of the moments you chose light over darkness. Showing up is your superpower. Showing up is your return home. Showing up will allow you to remember the truth of who you really are behind all of these masks. Showing up will give others the opportunity to give themselves permission to do the same. Your existence is sacred. It is here to leave its imprint. Let it. Bringing awareness back to your breath and your body. Just deepening the quality of your breath, filling your vessel up with your vital life force and energy. Just noticing how that fills you up. Slowly starting to walk your hands out from in between your legs, rooting your fingertips down so that you can slowly roll up the length of your spine, seated onto your heels with your crown tall. And from there, inhaling your hands up and together above your head, gaze to the ceiling. As you exhale, hands down to heart center, planting your thumbs into your sternum. On your next inhale, bowing your chin into your chest as you close your eyes in an act of gratitude to your inner teacher and inner guide for bringing you here today, for giving yourself this gift, this 1 hour of breath, sound, and movement, for this hour of medicine, knowing that you are deserving always. Thank you for sharing the space, your time, and your energy with me and anyone who may be practicing at the same time as you. Namaste.